What's poppin', people? My name is Duckhead, and today I'd like to do a little bit of a follow-up video to the two videos I released earlier in the week. The first being where I was asserting that the Dead by Daylight community was not toxic, and the second video being a video where I responded to a comment who was vehemently disagreeing with me, right? So I've come to the conclusion in interacting with people in the comment section and, you know, seeing the general sentiment on Reddit, seeing the general sentiment on Twitter, things of that nature, I've come to the conclusion that Dead by Daylight players do not know what the fucking word toxic means. They do not know what actual toxicity is. They don't, right? Because I've been seeing like ridiculous arguments about what is or isn't toxic in my comment section, and I'm about to dispel all that shit, right? So I'm gonna try and give you as objective as humanly possible definition of the word fucking toxic, right? And I want you to understand, this is not a definition that I pulled out of my asshole. I looked up the definition of the word toxic, and I've gotten my definition from Oxford Languages. It states that toxic means something that is very harmful or unpleasant in a pervasive or insidious way. If you think that I'd like pulled that definition out of my ass just to fit my fucking narrative, I'm going to give you another fucking definition. And this is from Merriam-Webster. It states that a toxic means something that is extremely harsh, malicious, or harmful, right? If you're still not convinced that I'm trying to be as objective as possible, as objective as I possibly can about the fucking meaning of the word toxic, I'll give you the dictionary.com definition of the word toxic, which states that toxic means causing unpleasant feelings, semicolon, harmful or malicious, toxic criticism, right? And if you're still not convinced, I have the Cambridge definition of the word toxic, which states that toxic means causing you a lot of harm and unhappiness over a long period of time. So I just gave you definitions from 4 widely renowned and respected places where we find meaning in the English language. So if you think, unless you think that you are more qualified to find meaning in the English language than fucking Oxford Languages, Merriam-Webster, Dictionary.com, or Cambridge, then this is the standard that I will hold your perceived toxic actions to. This is the standard right here. Malicious, harmful, pervasive, insidious. That is the standard I'm going to hold what you say to, right? So now let's go over some of these arguments that I was seeing in my comment section. Before I get into the arguments, the problem with the Dead by Daylight community is, or specifically the problem with the people who think that Dead by Daylight community is actually toxic. You have perverted the term toxic into being subjective. You've manipulated the definition into fitting your narrative, which is why, like, you think that from anything from being teabagged or being hit on the hook to being told to go kill yourself, or calling an autistic person a retard, calling a black person a nigger, or calling a gay person a faggot, you think that anything between those two spectrums is fucking toxic. That's the problem with the Dead by Daylight community. And I think that that's utterly fucking ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. When you are making the argument, right, and every single word that I'm about to fucking utter has been said in my comment section. When you're making the argument that people who teabag you, people who flashlight click, people who run 4 flashlights in a fucking squad, people who literally loop the fucking killer, somebody said that shit. It's people who loop the killer, wasting time so other 3 people can do gens. Fucking gin rushers. People who run full hex builds as a Ghostface and slug everybody. People who slug you, tunnel you, camp you. If you're going to fucking argue that, I am going to hold it to the standard, malicious, insidious, pervasive, right? I am going to hold it to that harmful. I'm going to hold it to that standard, those 4 standards. And if it does not reach those standards, I'm not going to say it's toxic. I'm not going to. If you think that those things are toxic, which are just fucking actions you can do in a video game, animations and fucking perks, multipliers that you can bring into fucking video games, running Ebony Morris, I saw that shit too. If you call that toxic, which means you think it's fucking harmful, then you're just a soft fucking person. You're just soft. That is nowhere near on the level of being told to kill yourself. That is nowhere near on the level of being called a retard, a faggot, a nigger. It's nowhere near on that level. It's not on the level. And another thing that goes hand in hand with this talking point is people who say that there's like this rampant racism, rampant homophobia, rampant transphobia, rampant ableism in the fucking community. And I don't understand where you're looking that like this shit is so widespread. I don't understand it. Because in terms of the fucking racism, the devs took out Blackface Bubba just because a few fucking jerk-offs were using blackface on fucking Leatherface. They took the shit out of the game. They took it out. Just because of a few fucking jerk-offs. The fucking homophobia shit. They made David King gay. They shipped Dwight with him. The devs did. And the shit is widely accepted. All I see on fucking Twitter, and I know Twitter doesn't represent the entire community, but like, people just want to share fucking pictures of fucking shirtless fucking what is his name, Vincent, whatever the goddamn survivor's name is, with the shirt off. His name is Tatario, whatever the fuck his name is. They want to share shirtless pics of him, shirtless pics of David King, shirtless pics of fucking Michael Myers, shirtless pics of fucking Pyramid Head. Right? Where is this homophobia? I don't understand. Like, where are you seeing this widespread fucking homophobia? Right? In terms of ableism, right? That's the cool new term the kids have. Sorry, let me not say that. That's like a term that floats around out there. Ableist. Bro, they canceled True Talent because he did a voice. He did a voice. He didn't even say the word retard. He did a fucking voice. He did a voice that people didn't like. And they fucking tried to cancel this motherfucker for it. And they still hunt him about it to this day. So where's this fucking ableism that you're seeing? Right? And in terms of the transphobia, where is this rampant transphobia that you're seeing? And I know some of you may make the argument, oh, well, you know, look at what they did with the Unknown's voice actress, and rest her soul, by the way. How many people did that, bro? 30 fucking people did that shit, bro? Like, out of the entire Dead by Daylight community, what are we doing here? Seriously, what the fuck are we doing here? And then another argument that I'll make, Void Totals, Void Brain. This is a fucking YouTuber / streamer who actually like tunnels LGBT fucking members, right? Or he actually uses hacks or whatever the fuck, or whatever, you know, whatever the fuck. He has videos of him tunneling black people. This is someone who does this, and the vast majority of his comments are people decrying his content, saying he's a piece of shit for doing this kind of content. I don't know how many people have made videos like exposed videos on this man. So like, where is all of this racism and homophobia and rampant transphobia and rampant ableism? Where is all this shit? Where is it? Where is it? Because I don't see it as widespread as y'all do, and people get canceled for talking a certain way in this community. So I don't really understand that talking point there. I've come to some conclusions about the people who actually believe that this game is toxic. All right, and follow me here. And I'm basing this off of Reddit, Twitter, other YouTube comment sections, and all of my comments. I read every single one of my comments, even the ones that are flaming me saying that I'm a stupid motherfucker. I don't know what I'm talking about. I read all of my comments. All right, so these I believe you fall into one of various camps. One, you're just fucking young. You're just a young person, all right? And I say this because 52.6% of you who watched that video, the Dead by Daylight community is not toxic, you're 18 through 24 years old, all right? And if you're that young, your brain isn't fully developed. And that's not an insult, that's just science, right? Your brain really isn't fully developed until you're like around 25 years old, right? So certain shit that gets under your skin and that like actually causes you fucking unhappiness or whatever the fuck, that won't really matter to you when you get older. And I'll give you a prime example. I'll give you an anecdotal example. When I was 22 years old, and I was playing Dead by Daylight or whatever the fuck, I admit that I was fucking up a match, right? I was fucking up. I died at like fucking 4 gens, and I was getting shit on basically. And someone messaged me saying, "You're shit at the game. You're trash. Uninstall, fucking motherfucker." Right? He was talking shit to me. And, you know, I talk shit back, and I'm a shit talker. I like talking shit back. And I'm always trying to get the upper hand on somebody in a discussion, you know, be it through text or through voice or whatever the fuck. And, like, an argument that I made about, oh, you know, I don't give a fuck, whatever the fuck. I was like, I'm working 2 jobs right now. I don't have time to play Dead by Daylight, motherfucker. What are you doing with your life? And he was like, oh, you're working 2 jobs? Oh, my God, you're working 2 jobs? Oh, my God, you little fucking pussy. And And you know, I kept talking shit to him, and then when I stopped, eventually, I stopped, right? Because I had to go to work or whatever the fuck. That shit actually, I dwelled on that shit, and it bothered me. It wasn't making me have a bad day. I was just thinking about it all day. I was like, fuck, dude. I should have said something else. Why the fuck would I say that I work 2 jobs? That's so lame, bro. What kind of bullshit is that? That's lame. And I dwelled on that for fucking the entire day. And I was like, it's like, goddamn, that dude got the upper hand on me. If that had happened now at 26 years old, 26 from 22 is a long fucking time. 4 years, you don't know how, you get a lot of knowledge, you get a lot of thick skin in that time. If that had happened today, I would have trolled that motherfucker relentlessly. I would have been like, oh, you fucking pussy, you upset that I fucking play bad, oh my god. I would have been like, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm infallible, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a content creator. I fucking create content on YouTube. I can't be fucking wrong. Just go ahead and subscribe there if you think what I did was stupid. You know, I would have fun with it. Because I know it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't fucking matter. So I do think that a lot of people who think that, like, getting a little flashlight clicked at them or getting fucking teabagged, if you think that's toxic, right? If that actually bothers you and fucks your day up, you're probably a younger person. 2, I think you just don't play any other games. I don't think you do. Or either that or you haven't lived through, like, an actual fucking toxic community, right? Like, I'm thinking, like, games like Modern Warfare 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, Valorant, MOBA, Counter-Strike, right? Fucking World of Warcraft, Halo, back in the day. I'm thinking about communities like that. Like, you have not lived through fucking toxicity. Like, actual fucking toxicity, right? I'm talking... Like in Modern Warfare 2, you literally could not be a squeaker. And if you don't know what a squeaker is a person whose voice hasn't fully developed yet. They haven't gotten to that point in puberty where their voice has gotten deeper, and their voice still sounds very childlike, right? Basically a child's voice. And if you hopped on a mic with a child's voice, if you just said something like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" back in Modern Warfare 2, or if you were just talking in the background, grown ass men on a regular fucking basis. Grown-ass men would turn their mics on and say shit like your mother sells pussy outside of a fucking crack house. Or your fucking sister sells her fucking coochie and her butthole outside of a trap house. Right? They would say wild-ass shit. And this was a regular goddamn occurrence. Every single lobby you would get in, almost every single lobby you would get in, you'd have motherfuckers calling motherfuckers the niggas and retards and faggots. All kinds of... telling people to go kill themselves. And this was damn near every single fucking lobby, right? Damn near every single one. So I just don't believe that you've lived through toxic communities. Either that or you only play Dead by Daylight. Like, that is the only game you play, and like you have blinders on, right? You have extreme tunnel vision where you're only looking at things in the scope of Dead by Daylight, and you haven't really explored anything outside of the confines of Dead by Daylight. 3, I think I'll just exaggerate, like, the negative interactions you have in this game, right? Because some of y'all are making it sound like people call you... I had someone in my comment section saying, oh, I play Claudette, and someone called me a slur at the end of the game when I played Claudette. Bro, listen, man, I mained Adam Francis for 3 fucking years, from 2019 to 2022, and then I switched to Ace Visconti. Never once in the 3 years I was maining Adam Francis did anyone message me calling me a fucking nigga for playing Adam Francis. Never fucking once. My friend mained Detective Tap for as long as I mained Adam Francis for those 3 years. Never once did anyone message him calling him a nigga because he was playing Detective Tap. Alright? And then I switched over to Ace Visconti. Ace Visconti is very flamboyant. So I've been playing him from since 2022. I've never been called a fucking faggot because Ace Visconti is very flamboyant. I've never been called that, right? You take one negative experience and you try to superimpose it onto the entire community, right? And I just think that's fallacious, because if you're being honest with yourself, that shit doesn't happen that much. It does not happen, right? It happens very, very, very little. There are only a few times it happens. Maybe once out of maybe every fucking 500 fucking games that shit happens to you. That's an exaggeration. But it does not happen to you that much. You always dwell on the negative shit that happens, rather than understanding that the normal shit that happens most of the fucking time. And the negative shit that happens, it doesn't happen that much. But you dwell on the negative. You don't dwell on the positive. So I think that's another thing. Y'all just dwell too much on the negative fucking interactions you have. Too much to understand that It's not the entire community, and it's not even the fucking majority of the time that you're playing that shit happens to you. I think people need to just take a step back, take a deep breath, alright, and just ask themselves, is this fucking motherfucker teabagging me? Is this motherfucker slugging me, camping me, sending me to a map, playing a killer I don't like, running a hex build I don't like, bringing a Mori? Is this shit actually harmful, malicious, insidious, pervasive? Or is it just slightly annoying? Is this motherfucker doing this nonsense, looping me? Are these people in the flashlight squad, are they being harmful, malicious, insidious, or in a pervasive way? Or is this just a slight inconvenience? Just take a deep breath. You people who think that Dead by Daylight community is toxic, take a deep breath and just try to understand things in the grand scheme. Is this really hurting me? Is it really causing me harm? Or am I just irritated? Try and think about things like that. And if they actually are hurting you and causing you harm, stop being such a fucking pussy.
I think I might pop my shit. Somebody can tell me that I'm him. The fuck around and put my whole city on my back. I carry that bitch like Jim, and I ain't gotta wear no mask for a lot of these folks. I get on these dresses, go dumb, and I go dumb. Somebody better tell these folks, goddamn it, I've been that dude. I think I might pop my shit. Somebody better tell these folks that I'm him. The fuck around and put my whole city on my back.